now for the shop report with
Barbershop Jay.
What up, sports fans? Welcome to the Shop Report. I'm Barbershop Jay. I'll be your host for the day. Here's what's happening. Of course, we want to remind you the Shop Report is brought to you by Rocket Digital Media. It's the one-stop shop for all your digital marketing needs. You can look them up on Facebook at RDM Detroit, 1D, 2 E's, Detroit, or you can slide on over to the website, rocketdigital.net. That's ROCKIT digital.net. Make sure when you're there, while you're there, you're telling the BSJ sent you. And for my folk out there in TV land, if you want to leave your questions or comments during today's program, by all means, please do so, and we will throw it up on the screen. And y'all know what's coming next. If you're one of them folks out there who like to leave comments or questions that are indignant or ignorant in nature, it won't be seen on this screen. Matter of fact, here's what you'll get.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Absolutely. With that being said, joining me on the program today is my cat from up north, Joey James, a.k.a. Double J. Tell the people what you say. Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Is this the new norm?
What the new norm?
Did I like am I early?
Yeah, that's definitely. Well, not too early to get a button though, you know. Oh, here we go. That's gonna be a flag. Oh
yeah.
Oh wow.
I was waiting for it.
Oh man,
Man.
I'm flagging us already. Oh well,
Yeah.
we'll just have to appeal it. You know what I'm saying?
Is that the email going off?
Yeah, exactly. While we wait for our other co-host to join us here on the program today, is just Double J and I, myself, BSJ. We will get things started this way. Let's do that. I'll say start the show. Oh, boy, don't even know it. Our first item on the menu is the question of the day, the QOD, as they say. LIV Golf all of a sudden has become this big deal. First of all, I don't even know what LIV stands for, if it's an acronym or what. I just know every time I turn the tube on, it's not often that I do here lately, but every time I turn it on, I don't care if it's in a commercial or something is LIV Golf this, LIV Golf that. I'm like, man, what in the world is this LIV Golf? And it's got to be a big deal, and it's getting even bigger by the minute, by the second, maybe. Who knows? All I know is there's a mass exodus going on from the PGA to LIV Golf. And let me read you this quote from the CEO, Greg Norman, who was a pretty good golfer by himself, by the way. Am I saying that right? Yeah, back in his day. Yeah. That's the Shark, right? Yeah, the Shark. Okay.
That's right. Oh, it sure is.
Yeah. And here's what he had to say, CEO Greg Norman of LIV Golf. Well, first of all, what does LIV mean? Do you know it? Because I couldn't find it.
Oh, come on. I told you you know what it is right away. Symbology, right? So I'm huge into that for those that don't know. So right away, what is L space I and V? So the Roman numeral 54 for what your score would be.
Oh, wow. Oh, boy, here we go. Seriously? They couldn't come up with nothing better than that. Well, they don't have to. Yeah, well, they don't have to. I mean, okay, I get it. Oh, okay, I got you. I didn't know it was so it's wow.
They could have put two LC, two live crew, and it would have been okay. So they would have still did the same thing.
Right. First of all, let me give myself a button for the first snafu gaff. And then let me give you a button for the attempt at humor. I thought that's what that was. You got to wait for TJ, okay? It's only funny when TJ's here.
Oh, hell no.
Anywho, here's what CEO Greg Norman had to say about LIV Golf. LIV Golf is showing the world that our truly global league is attracting the world's best players and will grow the game into the future for the next generation. The best and the brightest continue to embrace the excitement and energy of 54, as you said the Roman numerals stand for. and energy, excuse me, of Live Golf and what we're building, a tangible league for team golf, excuse me, that will connect with the new audiences all over the globe. Let me read that again, please, because I sure enough, let me give myself the button.
Oh, hell no.
Anyway, Greg Norman, what he said, CEO, part due. Live Golf is showing the world that our truly global league is attracting the world's best players and will grow the game into the future for the next generation. The best and the brightest continue to embrace the excitement and energy of Live Golf and what we're building, a tangible league for team golf that will connect with new audiences all over the globe. So, with that being said or read, I ask this question first. Is the PGA, I'm gonna ask it this way. Has the game passed the PGA by?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
And
But it's getting there.
Well, here's the thing. This is where I'm going to draw recent comparisons, okay? Because right away, when someone comes in and says, I'm going to keep the game itself the same, right? Like they didn't like throw in, once you're on the green, then you're going to come over here. And now it looks like Steph Curry's, putt-putt course.
Okay.
They didn't come and make some wild rule changes. So instead, they simply said, we'll pay you better.
Oh, so that's it. It's just the money.
And
it's not that it's a better game.
Keep this in mind. Remember, I told you that the PGA Tour is a not-for-profit.
Yeah, okay. Somebody's getting paid.
Well, they're all getting paid.
Oh, okay.
The difference is now that you have to understand that I believe it's the Saudi group that is backing this with Greg. Greg Norman's a figurehead, but he's not.
Gotcha.
He didn't make that much money playing.
Yeah, of course not.
Right. So, otherwise he wouldn't have been able to afford one guy. And he did all right. I'm just saying by their standards.
He made more than the guy making sandwiches at Subway. I tell you that.
That's right. Yeah, he did okay. But if he did okay and he can't afford to pay anybody on that roster, that kind of gives you an idea of what type of figures we're talking about. And that was the thing. It was almost like Happy Gilmore-esque numbers, where it was like, look, Happy, you don't have to win. You just got to come in last place.
Yeah,
exactly. And you'll be all right.
And
you get grandma's house back,
Yeah.
And so
a classic, by the way. Go ahead.
Why the PGA? I said not yet. Because they're doing everything they can to prevent it.
But I don't think they can. From what I read, I don't think they can. They're taking some of the game's best stars. And
they already have. And it's like every week. This has been going on for months where the very next week, if somebody has a good week in the PGA, the following week they are with Liv.
And matter of fact, I can't recall his name, but they just snatched him, the guy who just won this last tournament, the 29-year-old kid.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't even done off the greens or whatever it was yet. You know what I mean? And he walked from the back nine to the front seven, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it, but he was out of there immediately.
Yeah.
So how can the PGA survive?
By putting a stranglehold on the Masters, on the things that matter in terms of legacy.
Okay, but how many things does the PGA have in regards to legacy? The Masters,
they could expand
the Ryder
Cup.
The Ryder Cup.
Yep.
What's the other one? Wait, the Ryder Cup is when the USA plays against Canada or Britain or somebody or some
Europe. Yep.
Europe. Okay, got you. Yeah, the Ryder Cup is good. I like the Ryder Cup.
So what they're saying is, if you're a part of this thing, from a lifetime achievement standpoint, no green jackets for you, no soup for you,
yeah,
and you're going to be forgotten. Now, this is a complex that all of us come at some point in our lives we all have to kind of look in the mirror and ask ourselves, right? How do we want to be remembered? Because I always live by this rule that you're 3 generations from being forgotten.
Now you won't get no disagreement from me.
So,
not this time anyway.
Bearing that in mind, well, if everybody knows Grandpa was a golfer, of course we're in the digital age anyway. So whether I may not be in the same conversation as Walter Hagen, I might because I have a clothing line. You know, maybe that's the only, and we both were golfers. I'm saying, you know, metaphorically speaking, if I were a part of LIV. But otherwise, in terms of who was the greatest, there's really no separation between the LIV golfers and Bagger Vance.
Okay. Well, wait. Elaborate on that a little bit. Elaborate on that.
Meaning you can only be a mythical legend. You can never be a true legend because
you've already done the you already
sold your soul, as they say.
Okay. So wait. So you're saying that the legendary comes from actually having played the PGA tours or whatever. That's how you establish being a legend. Now that you moved over to LIV Golf, you're a mythical legend because you're already an actual legend from having played over the one previous.
Potentially, if it were Tiger Woods. But the problem is no one in this era.
You're losing me. That's not hard to do nowadays, but
because what I'm saying to you is look at who they grabbed. Look at who they grabbed. They grabbed most of the top stars. They grabbed Phil. They grabbed some. Now, those people are going to be blacklisted from all PGA related events. They're going to be wiped from the history books.
Whoa. So hold that thought. Okay, hold it. Let me get this thought out. Hold that thought. And I want you to come back and explain that thought as to why. First off, the Masters is not the Masters by itself. It's the participants that make the Masters the event watched or must see when it comes on. Okay. In other words, because I mean, come on now. I mean, okay, the Masters has its history. It's been around for 400 years. I get it, but just think about all of the players who've played in the Masters. The Mickelsons, the Nicholases, and all of them guys, or whatever it is. If you got VJ Singh, no offense to him, and I just say I'm just saying here. I'm just saying.
Poor VJ.
Yeah, VJ. Let me say it this way. If you turn on the Masters and there are a bunch, and actually VJ Singh and a bunch of other guys whose games might be similar to a VJ Singh, you're not watching the Masters. The Masters is made by the the superior golfers, the guys who've won 18 tournaments or have hoisted cups and got enough green jackets, you know what I mean, that they could line a football field and make it AstroTurf type of deal. If you got a bunch of guys who are not really names, then the Masters doesn't have the same oomph as it does without the names. If LIV is taking all of the top stars, then the Masters and all those other, maybe except for the Ryder Cup. The Ryder Cup has its own cachet, if you would, because of the competition between the two countries. To me, that's always going to be a good thing, like FIBA World Championships or something like that, or the Olympics or whatever it is. You really get to see the world. When they say it's a world championship, the Super Bowl is not a world championship. The NBA Finals championship is not a world championship. You understand? But the Olympics and the medal is a world championship, if that makes any sense. So let's set the Ryder Cup aside. It's its own entity, if you would.
Sure.
Okay, but if nobody... Who's watching the Masters if Tiger Woods is not playing in it, or Jack Nicklaus is not playing in it, or let's mention VJ Singh, excuse me, or I can't think of anybody, Rory McIlroy, or I mean, some of these, who's watching the Masters?
Well, we got a comment, and I would like them to elaborate on it after you read it.
Okay. Hold on. Oh, my man D Run is back.
Yes, sir.
LIV is 10 times more watchable than the PGA Tour. Yeah. He says again, I don't know what it is, but it's something about that the live that's entertaining. You see, okay, it's entertaining. There are probably 1,000 components that would make it entertaining, but the main component would be you're snatching some of golf's best stars who have slid on over to play in the live.
Look, so short term, and this is why I said I was going to kind of provide a different example. I was going to move away from golf entirely to suggest that it's not decided yet, because as you pointed out, and as D.
What's not decided yet?
Who's really going to be the mainstay? Because obviously this threatens it, right? PGA Tour had otherwise gone unrivaled.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was the European Tour, there was the Senior Tour, but they were all, you know, again, it was all this kumbaya. We're all making money. No reason to rock the boat. Well, this is an unwelcomed group that's coming in. And so, again, they're trying to
unwelcomed by who? The PGA or LIV?
Oh, absolutely. By the PGA.
Okay.
And again, it starts with the origin of where the money's coming from, and that you're taking, you know, again, they're trying to create this narrative of, oh, you know, we see this in soccer, and that was why I was going to point it out that, you know, Manchester City's owner is a sheik. Newcastle was just purchased by, you know, someone with in the Middle East, which is a group apparently like 100 times more wealthy than cities, and they've spent quite a bit of money. So painting a picture that the means in which that money was gotten, no different than the conversation you and I had before the show about, you know, some of the things we can control with what type of ads go on there, etc. If we want to follow a dollar back far enough, there'll be blood on it.
Oh my gosh. Don't even get me started down that road.
So the fact of the matter is, if we want to take that approach, we can't be a consumer of anything. And
so what are you gonna do? Turn a blind eye?
Well, that's what they're trying to portray from the PGA Tour standpoint.
Okay.
And
D. Runk is leaving another one. He said it's like if the rival league popped up to the NBA and offered LeBron and KD $300 million for 3 seasons. Oh yeah. Yeah, he said facts double J. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
So what we see?
Okay, but you know, hold that thought. Yeah. When you say rival league, D-Runk, can we go back using the NBA now as different situations, but the premise is the same? Can we say that that's what the ABA did?
Historically, I would have said yes, but that's why I said in more recent history, the Chinese Super League came out. They had a $2 billion surplus.
We use Saudi gas to drive every day. You ain't lying about that. At $25 a gallon.
So
go ahead.
The hypocrisy, right?
Yeah.
Sitting was already understood, right?
Need not be explained. Yeah.
So this Chinese Super League came out, and they did exactly that. That was their method. Sure, they had kind of homegrown players, but they went to the Premier League. They went to La Liga in Spain. They went global and tried to pluck and overpay. I mean, substantially overpay for players where it was, you know, and even Messi just recently when he was forced to leave Barcelona because of some money issues that they're still facing. The Saudi league offered him $250 million a year to play. A year. That's enough for me to say I'm gone. You know, family, you guys could go wherever you want in the globe.
Yeah, matter of fact, before you even finish that sentence, I'm already there.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to tell you.
So yes, that old, you know, if I'm gonna quote, who was he? Gosh, I'm staring at him. The money man, if you will, from WWF. Gosh, what was his name?
No, you got me.
Basically, his catchphrase was "Everyone has a price."
Oh yeah, I got you.
And so
I forget who it is, but yeah, I've heard the expression before a million times. Yeah.
Yeah, the $1 Million Man was his name. Which it's not a blot these days, but so again, we've seen this happen in other leagues. We're even seeing it again with the gentleman who really kind of, I would have said, proved that such things were possible. when he became the president of Real Madrid and he pulled his arch rival's best player over that same off season, he's trying to create that Super League that I talked about, which again takes teams from all of Europe and in Asia. Doesn't matter. If you're the best, you're the best, and throws them all into one pot, which essentially would defunct the Champions League as it stands, and pretty much everything else would become minuscule. So we're seeing this type of stuff being challenged elsewhere. But unlike any of those other sports, remember I said leagues, plural.
Yeah.
There's only the PGA Tour. It's singular. There's only a select few players that have the brands, the personal brands.
So that's what I'm saying. If they're all over at LIV, then how does the PGA Tour survive? The Masters may have the granddaddy title, but in 2022 and 2023 and beyond, or whatever it is, you got to have current players to make the title to validate the granddaddy title. If you don't have guys with names over there playing, the Masters it doesn't have that same punch. So
what happens first?
Well, hold on. But you mentioned a bit ago, wiped clean. You said something about being wiped clean. All those guys' records or something will be wiped clean from the PGA?
Meaning,
they don't exist?
Correct.
So whoa.
You'll be blacklisted.
Okay, see, that's petty. That's petty. You're in your feelings if you do that. Okay? You can't. I mean,
but they are like look what they're saying. Oh, you're taking this money, and look at even Tiger's stance on this. And I cannot believe he's being a puppet for this league. But at the same time, I kind of do, because I don't know, the conspiracy theorist.
Said Tiger turned down $800 million.
Yes, and this dude can't even make the cut.
Hold it now. Wait a minute now. Hold on. Let me say this to you right now. As sometimes I have a quote that we do towards the end of the program. And I think I read a quote last show. I'm not sure. So, come on now. Y'all already know about the transmission and slipping and things of that nature. So bear with me. But I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm all in agreement. Financial prosperity without spiritual prosperity is a curse. Okay. But at the end of the day, I mean, I don't have to.
Come on! You could build synagogue, a mosque, and
no
a church.
Question, no question. Listen, I'm not saying it don't take that much. It doesn't take that much for me, little old me. You know what I'm saying? Give me $2 million, I'm good. But at that, by golf standards, come on now, Tiger, you don't do that. Yeah. By golf standards, you don't turn down 8. Yeah. That's probably why Tiger was scared to go. Yeah, Double J. Yeah, you know what I'm
saying? It's true. I mean, at that point,
I turned down $800 million. I don't even know what I would do. That's insane. But okay, but wait. But is Tiger a billionaire?
Not to my knowledge. He would have been. been.
Oh,
You're talking about at that point. Remember, this is what I've always kind of stated, right? I told you the Chinese Super League kind of came back down to earth really, really fast. It burned out, and there's still some players over there.
The ends didn't justify the means,
right? So, but again, that's 11v11. Seasons X amount of months.
Yeah.
These guys
said, I'm surprised they ain't got Rory McIlroy. Yeah, me too.
Part of me wonders, right? Like when Tiger, to me, is the one. He's wanted to be.
Shout out to my man D Gully from the Seal on Bus.
Gully, you got to
Glad
get
you
in.
could join us. Yeah, let me reread this now that we got Gully on here or whatever the case may be. All right. We still going through our QOD, our question of the day.
Yes.
Why the mass exodus from the PGA to LIV Golf? And let me read to you a comment from CEO Greg Norman about LIV Golf.
Okay.
LIV Golf is showing the world that our truly global league is attracting the world's best players and will grow the game into the future for the next generation. The best and the brightest continue to embrace the excitement and energy of LIV Golf and what we're building, a tangible league for team golf that will connect with new audiences all over the globe. So, Gully, but before you respond, I want Double J to finish what you were saying in regards to the wiped clean, so that Gully can hear that. Then he'll be able to have two responses, because that's asinine to me. You're trying to punish them for making what we all would do. Hey, if and I'm not going to mention her name here, but I know a lady that worked at a bank, let's say, okay? She was making $40,000 a year, all right? Been there 16 years. Their boss came in and said, we want to add more work to your plate. You have more of a workload now, but you all are not getting a raise. And you haven't gotten a raise for 3 years, okay? But then turned around and said, you're one of our best workers. She said, I'm out. And where she went, they doubled her salary on the way in the door. Who's not going to take that? You can be mad as you want all day, but anybody in that man's shoes and in the PGA man's shoes, how would you not? You can't do the same thing. If somebody's offering you and you're doing less, well, you're doing the same thing. This is golf we're talking about. You give them me, and somebody's offering you 3 times as much. The PGA has no stance for being upset, none whatsoever. They just in their feelings.
What I want to point out, remember, the players of LIV have now filed a lawsuit against the PGA.
Yeah, hey, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. Hold on, D-Runk saying Forbes reported on Friday that Woods' net worth is believed to be at least $1 billion. Yeah, he has won $121 million in prize money. But even by golf standards, I'm not turning down $800 million. I'm just not doing it by golf standards. Now, if you got making sandwiches at Subway, give me 2.5 million. I'm good. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm good. That's 800. That's the equivalent of 800 million at the Subway level. I'm just saying. Free plug. But go ahead, Gully. Throw your weight around.
Well, I don't know enough to give a strong opinion either way. But
okay,
I'm suspect of why LIV could offer $800 million to Tiger Woods, as an example, among the other millions of dollars that they've offered to other players who have since jumped.
Where's the money coming from?
Well, not necessarily where.
Hold on. What'd you say, Double J?
Well, remember, this is Saudi backed.
Yeah.
Okay.
We know where the money's coming from, right?
Okay.
But it's the why. Like, why give him $800 million? What kind of statement is to be made by, if you will, flipping Tiger Woods? So that, to me, that's when I'm suspect. I'm looking at the why, because I'll tell you what I'm not looking at. I'm not evaluating, rather.
I'm with you, D-Rock. That oil money is different. Yeah.
I'm not evaluating the ethics or morals of any sports entertainment company over another.
You're not? Oh, okay, over another.
I'm not evaluating. Clearly, at this point, I mean, the NFL and the NBA have little reason to make me say, you know what, LIV Golf and no Saudis have no play. They have nobody has a moral high ground to judge the morality of anything.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, don't you love the hypocrisy?
Oh man,
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, and it is getting ever more and more prevalent every day.
Right now, but again, I still think, and I will say, to his credit, I know we all like to think what we would do if offered $800 million, but
how high am I jumping?
Right, but
I don't know about that, but I'll tell you what, I'm gonna do what I need to do, and I got to get it out of my hands. People be kidnapping people's cats. You know what I'm saying? When they feel like you can take the money. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be darned if you take my cat.
Right. So
Just saying.
I say it's commendable in some respects for Tiger Woods to say, "Hey, man, that's a lot of money, but I'm good. I'm good over here." I do not want to hear about let's say the morals, the ethics, or almost darn near the spirituality of the organizers of one sports league over the other. But what's in those details? What are you getting? What's really to be gained? What is the PGA not offering that LIV offered? Is it just more money? Double
Yes.
J?
Well, hold
right,
on.
right away. Yeah, the
Hold-
answer is yes. But that there's from LIV's perspective.
Okay.
Right. So the PGA has some different offers. And again, what's interesting about this, right? Competition is a great thing if you're in that field.
Okay.
Right? Because it forces the hand. Remember what we've seen since then beyond this antitrust lawsuit, which is going to be very interesting now that we're reaching a kind of a conclusion of a season. Because it's going to be front and center. I think it'll kind of unfold in front of us. But the interesting part is that you're telling me you're unbothered by it and it's a moral thing, but you've now revised your own payment policies for the following season?
The payment structure.
Yeah, your
PGA.
payment structure changed.
The PGA.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay, so in other words, they just kind of salty that day. We didn't think about it first.
Right.
You get what I'm
And
trying
again,
to say?
they have the luxury of knowing that they have the agreements with certain American sponsors that'll flip again at any point, in my opinion. And I don't think you can have kind of a limited agreement as it pertains to sponsorship. I know the PGA will try, but again, this is to your point, Barbershop, a little earlier in Gully. That's what I wanted to see from you. Blacklisting the players by removing them from essentially the record books and from participating in what is not truly PGA events, which is the Masters and certainly the Ryder Cup.
Wow.
D-Runk says right quick, D-Runk says Saudi Arabia likes having the best of the best when they can get it, and now they dibbling in sports. Yeah, that's what it looked like. I'm with you on that.
Absolutely.
So they'll give Tiger 800 mil just for a hobby. 800 mil pocket change to them. Hey, I'm gonna do you one better. I'm gonna do you one better, D-Runk. 800. That's the change that you find in the in between the seats when you go to the car wash. You know what I'm trying to tell you down in the cup holder for them.
So maybe that is why maybe a Tiger Woods would have turned it down like that. You throwing it around. It's huge money, but it's nothing to you guys. And it doesn't come. There's no qualifications for that. Meaning, like it's chump change to you to throw me 800 million, even though it's more than I've ever seen. But what does that? What statement does it make for me? Right? What statement does it make about me? I'm willing to take 800 million.
Okay, got you.
I'm willing to be bought. I'm willing to be bought for that, right? Because I mean,
this is where I'm going to disagree. I think somebody like Tiger Woods, right? We're talking it from a vantage point of we don't have a bunch of money. He does, right? Like D-Runk pointed out that Tiger Woods is rumored to have $1 billion. Well, if I'm a billionaire, 800 million may not mean as much to me. But if you say I'm going to be known for nothing, you at some point face the reality, which is your mortality, right? That
what do you mean?
Memento mori. Right.
You cannot listen. You can do that. You can try that nonsense in the NCAA. And eventually we'll forget that USC won national championships, but you're not going to forget golf and Tiger Woods. I don't care if he took that and he went over to LIV, he'd be the face of LIV, just like he's the face of the PGA, and he still remains the face of the PGA.
But being the face without the accolades, right? Those accolades now disappear. So he's the face.
How?
Yeah,
but listen.
The
2019 Masters. I cannot.
Exactly. Yeah, you
can't. But what about in 20 years, 30 years, the next couple generations?
Same people. They'll look.
Now, LIV is going to put them on a pedestal, right? If they're successful.
Reggie Bush, but I'm with you, Double J. But that's a great point because D-Runk is saying the same thing basically. Reggie Bush's Heisman being removed is okay. You can forget that. But Tiger Woods has been golf.
Yeah,
He
Reggie
is
Bush
golf.
was not.
He is golf. The accolades don't make Tiger Woods, to tell you the truth. When Tiger Woods holds that trophy up, you know what he does with that trophy after he goes home? He tosses it in the room with all the rest of them in the closet.
Well, why? But here's the thing. That's because he has a bunch of them.
Okay, but
here's the thing. When you tell him, we know he can't take those with him physically. But
guess what he does take with him? Guess what he does take with him? That will, as long as this earth is spinning and golf is still a sport, his name. They will know his name. They will read about it. They will know his name.
Not under this premise. That's the point I'm trying to make. That,
no, how do you figure? Because
think about it. Some of the greatest in the game, right? Pete Rose is a perfect example. That's almost scary because his accolades, baseball still at least talks about them.
Yes,
but if they were to completely remove them, no different than the steroid players, to completely remove them off the record books, they absolutely would be forgotten.
It's impossible to remove from the
I disagree.
No, there's no way. There's no way. You know why? It's just like it's like you'll never remove Michael Jordan from the fabric of the NBA or basketball.
Thank you. That's a great. That's a good. That's a good.
No. That's because of what he did.
What are we talking about here?
Well, Michael Jordan nobody's ever came into the context and said, or into the conversation and said, you know what, let's just say that suspension was real. That suspension was real, and that his 6 trophies, he went to the ABA, he went to the CBA, wherever. He just went somewhere else, and the NBA said, those Bulls drop those banners, take his number off of there, and in 100 years from now, his airness, even the shoes, would stop selling.
But guess what, though?
No,
okay, but
impossible. No, I categorically disagree.
Okay, but let me say this.
Hold on.
Okay.
But he never, and I think it's a bad comparison in general because Michael Jordan was technically deemed the best at what he did. Tiger Woods technically was never that because he never passed Jack Nicklaus.
Well, what happened?
Whoa. Wait,
are you serious?
This is why I've always been rooting for this to happen.
No.
I wanted to see him.
No. One at a time. Go ahead, Gully. One at a time. But let me read D-Rose's comment, right? Let me read D-Rose's comment. He said, Tiger worked so hard to get his name back in good standing. I think he just don't want the backlash. That's possible. He got another one here. I'm with Double J. He said, I'm with Double J, though. 20 years from now, they'll make sure you don't even know what Tiger Woods look like if he go to live. But let me go ahead, Gully. Let me go ahead and say, and then I'm gonna come in behind you.
Perhaps that's why Tiger Woods didn't leave. Maybe LIV, he doesn't see perhaps
legacy. That's all.
No, not his legacy. He doesn't see the longevity of LIV itself. So it's like, all right, possible. I'll give you a WCW. I'll give you a professional wrestling example.
Monday Night Wars.
No, Bret Hart, controversially when he left WWE. Or WWF at the time, to his face, despite all of the disrespect and everything back and forth, Vince McMahon told him to himself, like, WCW is not going to know what to do with a Bret Hart. And he found out firsthand that he was right. So if LIV is something that is, to D-Runk's point, if LIV is something that is just there just to try to poke holes at something that America owns, if you will, and technically
America's pastime of sorts,
right,
by default or defunct pastime.
Right. Then Tiger Woods moving over there is actually, or Tiger Woods staying is actually
preserving it.
It's only preservation because he doesn't see the investment. You're gonna pay me money. Are you gonna invest in my legacy? I'm telling you this. If he saw the longevity, if he saw that LIV had legs, Tiger Woods was the face of golf. No one knows Ben Hogan. Jack Nicklaus.
Stop it. He's got a clothing line 50 years later.
Who does?
Ben Hogan does.
Who's wearing?
Yeah.
If I ask
I actually might be. I might have the shorts on. But it would have been merely coincidence.
Right. But if I ask a 20-year-old about Ben Hogan or Jack Nicklaus, they'd be like, who are those guys? But if I ask a 20-year-old about Tiger Woods, they know exactly who I'm talking about.
Well,
Hey, listen,
course,
and let me
of
tell you
course.
something.
Look, I'm not trying to discredit him. I will say this. This is why I said not yet, Barbershop, that as far as is who's going to come out on top of this thing, because I'll tell you right now, at some point, you'll see a merger. And I think that's the ultimate outcome. I think that is the inevitable.
Like the ABA and the NBA.
That is the inevitable outcome, because what's going to likely take place, this lawsuit is something very much worth paying attention to, because what it points out was the lengths that the PGA Tour went to make sure that LIV players could not associate with anyone or anything related to their product under their umbrella. Remember, they're not for profit here. That doesn't sound very caring. And so
D-Runk got a point here too, though. But even if LIV had legs, Tiger's best days are behind him. Yeah. If PGA erased all Tiger's records, his legacy is gone on paper. On paper. That's more specific. Okay, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I can live by the PGA or no. That's a good question.
Well, again, that's the thing. It's
of course they could. If they could throw $800 million at Tiger Woods for one, if they could throw $800 million,
yeah.
You're talking about
who's aging. Yeah, they can buy that league.
And don't forget, D-Runk. Me and you just sat here and agreed that the Saudis, you know what I'm saying, they got $800 million is cup holder change at the car wash. Yeah, man, keep that.
Now, if the PGA
Gully, hold that thought. We're gonna take a 30-second commercial break. Hold that thought. We come right back. Don't y'all touch that dial. I said put it down.
Hey, Cunningham, you watching the Shop Report?
It's Chris Murray, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Touch that dial.
Max McKee, you're dropping in on the Shop Report.
Hey, I'm Billy Butler, and thank you for watching the Shop Report. Hey guys, I'm Les Norman, former Kansas City Royal, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Barbershop Jay, Quentin Hines, Super Bowl champion. I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm on.
Commander Brown, Detroit Rivers Golf Training, and I'm watching the Shop Report.
All right, we're back. I said 30 seconds, felt like 35 minutes. My gosh, Double J. We had to get somebody else on the wheels of steels over there. Go ahead, Gully. Finish your thought.
I was just going to say, if Tesla becomes an official proud partner of the PGA, then we might have a whole different story to talk about.
What if it becomes a LIV?
Yeah, then we have another story to talk about. Yeah, so, that would be huge.
So I don't know, man. The Saudis have 10 times as much money as the United States combined.
But this is why I want.
And I'm talking about the guy who built the hotel under the ocean. Just him alone over there in Abu Dhabi.
Did I send you guys the link of the 2030? I told you guys, now for the general public, I had theorized that, by 2050, 92% of people would live in major cities. Now, at the time, outside of the fact of Fifth Element, I'm getting kind of moving that backstop, Gully, here, or kind of just hopping over it for a moment. Basically in Dubai, they're building a smart city that's within a 5-kilometer little radius there, and everything's all within the city walls. So it's the greenest place on earth. They're doing the same thing in Arizona. The company's out of Arizona. They're going to do it in the desert, the West Coast. Why I'm pointing this out, going back to what can be done versus what theoretically could have been done. And what we've seen is with Newcastle United, I told you that Manchester United's owner, Sheikh Mansour, has spent a ton of money, and it ticks people off. FIFA installed FIFA Fair, the fair pay rules, and these guys have 100x more money than City's guy. So can they do it? The answer's always been yes. It was just. This is why the antitrust lawsuit, because again, this is also not limited to the players. This is also to the owners of golf courses that allow them in. This is something unprecedented because they're vulnerable and they are clinging to what product they have. Remember, they do not own the Masters. This is the part that I want to make very clear. There really is nothing preventing the LIV players, other than eligibility, to participate in the Masters. they're keeping them out. And again, I would say
Man,
on
they
the surface,
they sound like a jilted lover.
Yeah.
well, can you blame them? Can you blame them? Because they
No.
don't have the buying power. Look, big bank take
Excuse
little
me,
bank, right?
Yeah, I can blame them. Yeah, I can blame them. Yeah, I can blame them.
This is a simple case of that.
Yeah, I
And
can blame them.
let's be
Don't
honest.
be mad. Don't be mad because you didn't or couldn't offer the players that are your best stars more money than somebody overseas could. The players, if I'm the players, hey, listen, it's Subway guy money and it's NBA, NFL, LIV Golf standards. You've heard me say 1,000 times. When we talk about NBA players, they say, man, that dude is a bum, man. Well, you couldn't do it, dude. Okay, all right. Let me correct myself then. By NBA standards, that dude is a bum. You get what I'm trying to tell you? By LIV Golf standards, hey, yeah, I'm going to get the change. If I'm Rory McIlroy, and in 5 years, I'm just throwing numbers out here. In 5 years, I done made, I don't know, $22 million on the circuit or something. I don't know. Well, how much is a tournament if you happen to win a tournament? The prize is what, $1.2 million something or another? Right. And some guy gonna give me $800 million for one tournament, and I don't know if that's the case. I'm just saying, yeah, give it here. Yeah, give me $800 million for one tournament, absolutely. And then the PGA wipe my records. Oh well, I'll go buy some new records.
This is why. Remember, just because we're the type of program that actually like provides the relevant information, the Masters, the 4 major championships are ran differently by different organizations, not the PGA itself. So you can be banned from the PGA Tour and it have no bearing or merit on the other ones, because the Augusta National runs the Masters. PGA of America is the PGA Championship. The USGA is the US Open, and the RNA, which is the Open Championship. So tour bans do not apply.
That's interesting. He said,
I think Tiger, I believe.
Hold on, let me read his comment. He said, I was reading Gary Player's opinion of LIV, and he says he hates it because of the format and it doesn't reward winners if everybody gets paid. Okay. Well,
does that sound weird to you?
No. You know what it sounds like? The reason why James Harrison took his son's little Pee-wee trophy and threw it in the trash.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why. No, I'm gonna tell you why. It doesn't reward winners if everybody gets paid. In other words, we've talked about this before, and I'm glad. Good looking out, D1. First of all, I'm giving him that button for the verbiage, the word play. I like the choice of words he used here. Second, I'm giving it to him because it brought back to mind something we've been discussing throughout the years, in that when we talk about the major sports, the ones we discuss mostly, the NFLs and okay, there's only one Super Bowl champion. There's only one NBA champion. But nowadays, at the lower levels of those respective sports, we got kids saying everybody should get a trophy.
No. This is not that.
Yeah, that's what this is.
No.
What he's saying is,
here's what
it
this
doesn't
is.
reward the winners.
This
if
is your
everybody
quarterback getting paid $25 million, and this is your offensive lineman, your second string, making $40K or $120, whatever that league minimum is.
Okay, so
let's not pretend here. If everybody's multimillionaires, look, there is gaps, right? That it's not everybody who participated gets $5 million. It's all an equal playing field. This guy is mad that he can't be rich man, poor man on full display because he won and you lost.
Okay, but
there's equality within the pay structure.
But to his point, though, let's say you at the Masters, okay. I don't know exactly, but let's just say it's a first, second, and third place finisher gets a prize. Obviously, first place gets the grand prize, second, and so on and so forth. Well, in LIV, he's saying if it's 10 participants, everybody getting paid. Whereas in the Masters, if you don't finish in the top 3, you're not getting that. Or am I wrong? I don't know.
Yeah. So right away, so how this works is I have it here.
Yeah, you're right, D-Ron. It's to the point where a player wins a PGA tournament, gets a live offer, and bounces. PGA, the minor leagues now. Absolutely. That's what it's
because
looking like.
look, they're paying you pennies. They're paying you peanuts. The individual event to claim the first prize of $4 million.
Who's getting paid pennies, and by whom?
The PGA is paying out people pennies. You come in dead last like Happy Gilmore, you're getting a $10,000 check.
That's what I'm trying to.
What's wrong
Okay.
with that?
Okay, but here's the thing though: if there's still a gap, it's just a smaller one. If I'm a player, look, in essence, look at Joel Embiid was on a terrible Sixers team at one point in time and still made 20 some odd million. Andre Drummond, I will say that he was on a terrible Pistons team, made $28 million. Now, he didn't get any playoff checks. He didn't get any championship money, but he still was paid $28 million. He's not hurting. Is the point that I'm making here versus these other guys that are getting 100,000. I get rewarding winners, and they are. I think it's asinine to say that we should.
Are you saying winners because they made the cut, or winners because they won the tournament?
Both.
Or they won that particular event.
Right. Let's not get it twisted that they're not, no matter where you finish, you're doing better than the PGA Tour. But let's not pretend like there's not a $30 million payout to the winner of this whole thing. That's more than anything the PGA was doing. You heard Tiger Woods won his whole winnings career-wise, and he won a lot. 120 in the modern era. 121 million. You're telling me in 1 year you win. If Tiger would have did that in 1 year, just the winning bonus is 30 million. That dude would have been a billionaire.
Well, he's already.
What would they say? Hold on, because here's the thing. Seems like there's a lot of money to be made in LIV. So much money that it stands to erode competition.
I'm glad you said it that way. That's what I was trying to say. There's no competition. What are we competing for?
Like you just made the Andre Drummond and Joel Embiid example.
Yeah,
right?
If everybody gets a trophy, what do we compete?
No.
How are we considered
First
to be
place,
competing?
I'm going to give you a real example. First place got $4 million. By the time I'm at 26, we're at 160. I'm talking about a LIV.
Okay.
By the time I'm at 26th place, we're at 166,000. You're telling me that's close? You're telling me Gary Player's a blanking fool trying to tell me that that's somehow rewarding garbage.
No. What I'm saying is, okay, if the last place player in LIV is getting 166,000, what's the last place player?
Place? That's 26th.
Okay, what's
right?
That's
right.
What's the 26th place player getting in the PGA? $2.10.
Just about.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Well, so how do you not?
You tell me if you're a janitor, right? Just to pick out one position, right? It's not the CEO. Still working the same amount of hours, arguably. Now they would say the value to the company based on contribution could be deemed differently. And you're telling me that wage gap isn't comparable?
No, I'm agreeing. I'm in agreement with that. But I'm saying if in other words,
I would just play for 26th.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Thank you.
No. But you remember, you're still a competitor, right?
Really?
Yeah. At the end of the day,
listen, you just gave a Detroit Pistons example.
Right, he got paid regardless.
He got paid, but what about the eighth man on the team? He like, man, look,
he was at $1 million. He was at $1 million.
Yeah,
that would have been the dude.
D-Runk's other comment, I think, is he really nailing it. But let's get to this one right quick. I think Gary Player also said LIV has no cuts.
Yeah, they don't.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, but $4 million prize ain't nothing if I just got $100 million to come play. You know what I'm trying to say? Well,
you see that's kind of my point here.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
This dude is bitter that they're paying more to do the same thing.
Wait, no. Bring that back up. What D-Ruck said.
I think that's an old way of like.
Yeah, but a $4 million prize. If by signing with LIV I got $100 million,
that's correct.
I don't care that I'm only getting 4.
But that's if you win. If you're 26,
I got $100 million. I can play for 25th.
Yeah, that's right. Because where's the competition?
Where's
Right.
the competition at?
Where's the competition is what I'm
Well,
saying.
technically, you're still playing the same game.
Right.
Okay, so let's look at the PGA payout.
Yeah,
because I think what you're going to
but
see is it's closer than you think.
okay, the money's no, it's not. Absolutely not. It can't be. It can't be.
Unless we looking at LIV being so new, LIV is paying the cost to buy the competition, that once the competition's over there, then things will act.
Thank you, D-Runk. That's what I was kind of driving at. He's saying players making so much money over at LIV that it's like they clocking in at work. Nobody care about who do the best job. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's competing. Everybody gets a trophy. Well, then how will you if remember we was talking boxing gully,
Yeah.
but I said it's too many belts.
Yes.
If you just got the IBF, the WBC, what was the other one?
WBO.
The WBO.
Yeah.
And you got 100 guys, then that's gonna be complicated because there's only 3 belts. Every fighter coming in wants a belt if it's only 3. So he knows he has to really put the work in to beat other guys to get you like Bruce Lee in the Tower. You know, I got to really if I'm going to if I want to get that belt. But if it's 100 belts and 26 fighters, I ain't going. If I'm a 26 fighter, I ain't going hard. Just so I can say I got a belt. And there's no incentive for me to have to work hard and to really try to really go after it when
it seems like LIV is agenda driven. And the muse or the vehicle is golf.
There you have it.
So wait a minute. You're telling me because if you don't work, you don't eat theory versus I've eaten enough or I have enough, which means that's somehow going to have some kind of bearing on how I play in the quality of the product itself. Believe me, there's enough people that are coming over that it won't make the product sacrifice, and you will quickly find yourself on the outside looking in, no different than any other job. You can go and leave the job today for another one that's going to pay you double. But if you say now that I'm making twice as much, I'm good. I'm not going to work as hard.
That example doesn't apply.
No, it is completely applicable because you're doing the exact same thing.
No, it does not apply to sports because we're not talking about the bare minimum in the bare minimum. In sports, in the realm of sports, is life-sustaining income at minimum.
But so is any kind of C-suite level job.
No.
If you're a CEO of one company and you go and become a CEO of another company,
the janitors are not making life-sustaining income to a company that got a $5 million CEO. That's the difference, Double J. We're talking about, listen, all right, I'll tell you what, because you know about numbers. How much money do you make minimum, I think, on the AAA salary, like in baseball? Isn't that like what?
How much? 50,000.
50,000 a year?
Yeah, they're not paying.
So those guys can get different contracts, right? What's the league minimum in baseball? In MLB,
major leagues, I think the minimum is like 120,000.
120,000. That's not life sustaining income.
No, but they're not Miguel Cabrera either.
120,000 is not life sustaining income.
Absolutely not. No, because that would get your student loans forgiven still.
Okay, cool. All right. So, right. So I'm saying 3 or 4 years of that, plus you're talking about professional athletes. The money that LIV is paying out is not, you cannot compare that to blue collar work because at minimum they are making life sustaining income. At minimum, they are making and then at average, they're making life changing income.
Okay, so then it goes back to what your motivation is. So you're telling me that I have a greater sense of a motivation to.
Yeah, I'm with you, D-Runk. I support players going to get the bag, but let's not act like they breaking their back for a LIV trophy.
It's like the All-Star game, bro.
Thank you. Listen, in the PGA, let's say it's 10 participants, and I don't know the exact number. I'm just using a number here. The 10th guy knows whoever comes in 10th place gets $10,000. Whoever comes in first place gets $2.3 million. That guy, he has an incentive. He's trying to get to that $2.3 million. But in LIV, if the lowest guy if the 10th guy get 115 million, and the top guy gets 695 million. The guy on the 10th, he's like, man, okay. He said, yeah, of course I would want the big money, but what I'm going home with in 10th place in LIV, I can live off of.
Yeah, 48th is 120 grand at LIV
for a tournament.
Yes, for
one of how many?
48th at PGA Tour is 21,000.
Oh
exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah. Oh, come on.
So it's
now.
100 grand difference.
Yes. Come on now. Yeah, so that's a big difference.
So if I do,
but guess what? It was a $3 million difference at the top, a little less than $3 million.
Okay, that's fine.
That's for the John Deere Classic. So that was one that I've actually been to. So I knew the purses always kind of change with their events. LIV was kind of bringing consistency to it.
Yeah.
So again,
there's incentive in PGA.
So we see that, but we see this in sports too. We see this all the time. How many players get lazy after they got that contract? And how many people chew them out? Right? And this will always be the case. What is your motivation? Is it money or is it success? Is it what Tiger wants? Which
golf
is
a prize money sport. Once the prize money no longer matters, the competition isn't the same.
Remember, golf is based off of scores. The only way you can actually determine that is based on the scores changing. So let's just say historically, the cut line was here. And because, again, these courses for the time being are different because of what lives are the rules that the PGA Tour is doing. But let's not kid ourselves. You're telling me that I just brought up that the Masters is technically open to these guys.
Yep.
You're telling me that if they were lazy and sat on the couch and half-arsed it against, because everybody is just drunk on money, they're going to go over to this green jacket event and somehow turn it on? They can turn it on and turn it off. It doesn't work that way.
In this season, at this season, they would, because we already know that there's something to play for. We already know that there's
always something to play for.
What the PGA has done
doesn't make any sense to me.
What the PGA has done by blacklisting players, that is the single element that is incentivizing players to go to LIV and compete, because then they get to go back to a tournament like the Masters, like you brought up, and try to compete. Once that's gone, if I rank 28th and I'm getting 160,000 to be 28th
for one tournament. If I play in 5 tournaments,
wait a minute, year. Remember, the PGA Tour just changed their pay structure.
And why do you think they did that?
Why do you
think they did that?
Because they got forced to.
Exactly.
Competition said, you know what? Exactly. I'm going to pay you what you're actually worth.
Because they was about to become non-existent.
And they still are. They're going to take a huge L in the courtroom, because the fact of the matter is nobody cares where the money comes from. Everybody knows. I showed you a graph of corporate America, and it's owned by BlackRock. So the fact of the matter is it all gets circulated. There's $1 billion in circulation every day. So I don't want to hear that you can't. No question. Now that I have enough, I'm good.
We also got to factor in that the PGA tournament brands have a history. I know that. That's another reason why. That's another reason they want to win certain trophies. I'm with you on that. But if the lowest guy at the PGA, when guys enter the PGA tournament events, everybody is trying to get to
then why didn't Tiger Woods go? If he could have made enough
because
money.
Tiger Woods is Tiger Woods.
No, that's not why.
Yeah.
I think Tiger Woods
owes the PGA nothing.
Say what?
Tiger Woods owes the PGA nothing.
Oh, okay, because Tiger's stance was equivalent to Dame Dollars and Reggie Miller.
Loyalty, one-sided loyalty is stupidity.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying I think it's circumstantial. I think at this point, like I say, I don't know if he knows.
Where was that when he went through that in 2016? Where was the PGA holding him up?
No. It goes back to what you said about his legacy.
Come on, man.
No. It goes back to what you said about Tiger Woods and his legacy. Because remember, we argued just not long ago. I argued that Tiger Woods' brand is of his own. So if he went to live, he would be able to sustain that brand. Remember, you said if Tiger Woods left for live, he would be erased.
That's a possibility too, D-Runk. Nike might have told Tiger to fall back.
So again, who's in control? These guys want the power to do whatever they want, right? If I got the bag, I could come in 26th, I could come in 40th, whatever. I'm gonna still eat. But you're telling me that this dude who was the guy is still getting told what to do? Oh heck no! I'm going to live. I'll be live. I'm already.
I think you missed.
I already got the jet ready. I'm gone.
I'm saying that I think when I say it's circumstantial, I think circumstances right now dictate that Tiger Woods would have trouble maintaining his brand by signing with LIV, because like I said in the WCW example, LIV may not be concerned with or may not see value in having Tiger Woods be the face of it. They just trying to buy the player. Like, for example, the NBA saw great value in having a Jordan brand, and Nike saw great value in having a Jordan brand also be the representative of the sport. LIV may be just saying, hey, we got $800 million to show we got all the money in the world. We can buy Tiger Woods. And Tiger Woods could take $800 million and be cool by himself. But he's been bought. And then it doesn't matter what happens to his legacy because it don't have legs. If the PGA say, hey, I tell you what, we'll pay you $350 million not to go with LIV, he probably would take that.
And that plays into D-Runk's comment.
Yeah. Tiger might have did the math and said he's gonna lose that $1 million in endorsements if he go. Yeah, it's a possibility.
But but at that point, again, what? So to me, he lost $800 million worth of headaches, but he didn't really lose it because he just got it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I disagree with that. All right, see, deuces, Nike.
Okay,
Hey, let's get the bidding war going. New Balance, Under Armour, come on with it. I'm me.
And here's the thing.
I can stand on my own too. Now I'm Jay-Z in the boardroom.
Maybe I don't want to be Jay-Z. Maybe I just want to be the 10th guy on the tour, because I've had to spend so much money to get into the tour. I'm going to the LIV tour and give me $162,000 because I had to spend $38,000 just to get on the PGA tour to win 10th place to get $10,000.
There will always be those guys.
Yeah, but it's more of those guys. It's more of those guys than it is Tigers and Rory McIlroy.
That's right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Right. You got to fill out the field somehow.
Go to LIV. That's why the PGA. Listen, if the PGA was as not staunch, but if what they had was so set in stone and like the Shield, so to speak, then they wouldn't be scrambling to change things. They're feeling the pressure, just like the NBA did in the late 60s and 70s when the ABA came out with the 3-point line and the dunk and the All-Star game and all that type of. They say, oh, hell. They was like, okay, hold on, time out. This 4 corners we playing over here in the NBA, that ain't gonna cut it. That's not a viable, watchable product. What they doing over in the ABA, folks is tuning in. You know what? Before they get our hand, let's have a merger. And that's what you're gonna have to do. Otherwise, the golf game as we know it is done. It's done. The only thing I said, the only one to me, if LIV continues on its trek, on its path, the only one on the other side, that we're so used to watching when it comes to golf is the Ryder Cup. I think the Ryder Cup can stand up to any. I think it can stand up to anything because of the competition between the countries.
And it's international appeal.
It's international appeal. Yeah, exactly.
So let me ask you.
Hold on, D-Runk got another comment here. I feel what Gully's saying, but Tiger is Tiger. He playing somebody's backyard and people will watch. Yeah.
You're right. There's not a lot of those. There isn't.
But at this juncture, they watching the name.
Well, right.
They're watching the name.
He's a shell of himself.
He's a shell of himself. Right. You know, he busted up. He busted up real good. You know what I mean?
I would have suggested PEDs at this point. You know, nobody's.
I don't know.
I'll turn a blind eye.
I don't know. Yeah. But go ahead, Double J. With your last comment, then we're gonna slide on over to our gridiron and get some of this college football in right quick. I got 3 games on the slate.
Simply put, to me, it is very NFL-esque. I'm sure these guys they didn't just throw blind money around. They took a look and they said, what's the most vulnerable sport that actually that's gone unrivaled,
that can be bought,
that can be bought, can be challenged and actually be successful in doing so. Any other sport, including hockey, you might be able to get a team, but you're not going to get the entire, the entity.
Yeah.
This was the only one that, to my knowledge, maybe cornhole, bowling, you go for the low hanging fruit. And this, to me, I get it. If from a moral standpoint, you have to think amorally for a little bit and understand that the way, to me, when somebody says, oh, now you're threatening to leave because you got another offer, I'm willing to pay you more, says you knew you could have paid me more from the start and that you were using me to begin with. And you're making me work twice as hard for the same thing.
Yeah, because $10,000 for the low man on the totem pole ain't
It's
what
not
he
okay.
paid. Ain't what he paid to get into the tournament.
Meanwhile, they're smoking cigars,
after
having a good old time.
After expenses or whatever the case may be, all he came out was enough for a gallon of gas.
And I'll be honest,
if that.
I'm sure Bro Rich has been to a few. I've been to a few events, PGA wise.
Yeah, D-Runk said cornhole on ESPN2 is low-key entertaining. Yeah. Hey, you know what?
I'm telling you, I wasn't knocking it. I'm just saying they could have easily jumped in and been, put under new management.
I'll tell you what my new sport is.
Watch
cornhole. Tag.
Oh,
you ever seen that?
I swear I was getting to say that. World Chase Tag.
Man, listen.
World Chase Tag is good.
Oh, my goodness. I mean,
hey, man, is this some kind of what would you call that? A premonition? I promise you. I said, watch him get ready to say tag. That's it, man. You fired. You fired. You still in my
and that's never been
brought
off
my
up in
transmission.
one group chat. All of us just were just quietly watching this, probably all at the same time.
Nobody wanted to be the first one to admit it, right? Everybody, right? Guilty pleasure. That's what you call it, guilty pleasure. Everybody
Oh my god!
We watching it in the back, got the sound off over here doing this. What you
I'm gonna put it on back there for now on.
D-Runk said, I definitely watch tag. Yeah, so do I, man. That World Chase Tag, man. It's in and you gotta have, and it's not one of them. You can't just be no dude off the street. You gotta put some work in, some training in, because you got to. Hey, you got to have
you got to be agile. I mean,
agility. I promise you, I was getting ready to say World Chase Tag, man. I should have just said it, man, instead of waiting on you. Anyway, let's keep things rolling along. All right, up next, our next item on the menu, I should say, is the Gridiron. We are up to college footballs. This upcoming Saturday's college football. I think it's a game on Thursday. Purdue is playing who, Double J?
Oh, wow. You would bring that up. I've been trying to quietly.
Oh, my God.
Hey!
Oh, my God.
Welcome in.
What you got on there, Barbershop Days? What?
Brother.
Oh, absolutely. You fired.
Oh, hell no.
This is unbelievable.
What you mean I'm fired?
This is unbelievable. Man, don't be telling nobody you my brother, man.
Hey, I ain't put that on.
But you my brother, man. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Auto-generated.
It was auto-generated.
You mean after you typed it in?
Really next level.
Yeah, he typed it in. It don't auto-generate it, man. This ain't autocorrect. Auto-generated. Yeah, them fingers was click-clacking.
Great.
College football's big games. Who's Purdue playing?
Penn State.
Thursday. This tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Where at?
Okay.
At Happy Valley?
Nope.
Oh, really?
No white out in Happy Valley, a black out in West Lafayette.
Is Purdue ranked?
Coaches poll 37th.
Yeah.
That's not a big game. Sorry, Double J.
What?
It is for Double J. You know, he's a Boilermaker.
Yeah,
what is Penn State ranked?
32nd.
Oh, both teams unranked. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, but it's a Thursday night game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kind of like,
it's just something to get the,
it gets things going.
Yeah, it's that appetizer. Or that sample, or that sample, that bourbon chicken that they always give you at the mall, that bourbon chicken.
Exactly.
Chicken, man. Listen,
and once you get it, you're gonna stand right in line and get a whole.
You ever resisted?
Line starts over here.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. You be like, man, I wanted some Krispy Kreme. I wanted some Aunt Annie's. She say bourbon chicken. As soon as you taste it, like mad the whole time. Yeah, let me get a 2 platter.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you know, we talk about kicking off the season. Speaking of kick, I just got a feeling somebody gonna kick. Excuse me, a little something there. Crack the water again. I'm trying to tell you, I got Penn State winning big. Yeah, 25-0.
What?
I'm just saying.
25
saying.
What's their ranking?
What's who's ranking? 32nd.
32nd?
Yeah.
That's definitely not a game I must see.
I didn't say it was must see. I said college football's big games. This ain't must see. It's for the NFL. See what I'm saying? Did you come?
Here you go. Here you go, man.
Where am I going?
Didn't take long.
I'm not even about to go there with you. That's all. I'm
Okay, well then don't.
Take long.
Yeah, it didn't take long. Then don't go there with me, Fred. You know what I'm saying?
Just don't show up when we blow up, all right?
Where's
That's
Lamar?
all I'm saying. See you in Indianapolis in
all
December.
the way to 29th.
Yeah, exactly. Don't show up when we blow up. Yeah, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. I'm just trying to tell you. TJ, since you joined us late as usual, but it's all good. We're glad that you join us anytime you can. Stop looking in your phone like it's a mirror. We see your hairline, man.
He got that soul glow.
Yeah, that ain't all that he got. He got that. He got that receding too. Oregon.
You already done received.
Hey,
he said you done receded.
Hey, listen. You
Mine
keep on
might be received, but you done received.
Hey, you just keep on living. That's what you do. Oregon is ranked 11th at Georgia, is ranked number 3. TJ, what we talking about right there?
Georgia ranked number 3.
Man, can we see your face, man? Nobody want to see your thank you, man.
Ain't they the return to champ? Ain't they the champ?
He got 2 knuckles on his forehead, man. Come on, man. Raise the camera down so we can see your face.
Ain't they the champs?
Yeah, they the returning champs. But you and Double J was on here a couple shows back talking about they lost 88 starters on defense, so they gonna be some bums, Georgia, that is. Don't make me pull the tape.
They're gonna be bums, but that ain't the same team. But yeah, they definitely the champs. So we gonna show them a little respect, man. I think you said Oregon?
Oregon. And they at Georgia.
Yeah, I think Georgia gonna win that. I say Oregon like to put up numbers sometimes, so I say
they're not putting up numbers
25.
on Georgia. Oh, they're not putting that. I doubt that they put up 28 on Georgia. I doubt that highly. I don't care how many starters Georgia lost on defense.
I'm saying Georgia have 28.
Yeah, and you saying Oregon have 20? Oh, okay, well 25. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, D-Runk. I'm with you, D-Runk. Yep. Oregon about to get their mouth tore out. Man, them Bulldogs ain't playing, man. They keep some on the shelf. Double J, what say you? Oregon, number 11 at Georgia, ranked number 3.
I'm still gathering myself. After the
slander.
Whoa.
Yeah. Don't.
No.
Oh my God.
I'm so glad you cut that video back on.
Yeah, please. I am too. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh.
No
you
wonder
know what I'm saying?
Get kicked off of YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah, you talking about a flag live. My gosh.
Oh, man.
That's it right there. I'm tired of getting emails, man. Dag, nabbit.
If you guys remember, I want to say in the last 3 years, specifically, where Oregon's had kind of these underrated teams, at least on paper, and certainly from a point.
Yeah, they surprised somebody like Ohio State.
Yep. I need to remind everybody what happened in Columbus, just about a year ago, and just a few years before that, it took a Tua saving to come back and beat, to beat Oregon.
Yeah, but ain't no Justin Herbert this year.
I'm kind of with TJ on this, despite the defensive changes. So this is what I would kind of ask. Which side would you rather be, right? The deep coordinator leaves.
For who? Georgia?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's with Oregon, am I right?
That I'm not sure of.
Hang on a second.
Okay, look
I'm
that
almost
up.
positive.
Okay, cue the Jeopardy music. While you looking that up, we're gonna get Gully's get his thoughts on that. Oregon and Georgia.
Yes, Dan Lanning is the head coach.
Okay, well then now we back to Double J. Okay, you're getting pretty quick over there with the look up. Okay, got you. All right.
Work at Google.
Everybody don't move at grandpa speed.
Yeah.
You like the sound of those crickets?
Now what I call music 55, sluggish, ruggish bone.
Oh, hell no!
Who you got?
So that's where I'm going with this. I think it's going to be a close game because, again, if anybody knows the personnel, despite all of those losses, it would have been their defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
D-Runk weighing in again. He says it's definitely not the same Georgia team, but does not act like Oregon just automatically good every season. No, they're not. But they get all the coolest uniforms. They got a hookup with Nike.
Well, that's why.
I mean, they got how many
in Oregon?
Yeah, how many? Yeah, I know. But how many renditions of their uniform do they have? 2,500? My gosh. I mean, how much can you do with green and yellow? Gee, my knees.
Silver?
Yeah. Oh, well, my bad. Yeah. But okay, yeah. Gully, who you got?
I'm going to go with Oregon.
Wow.
Oh,
okay.
All right.
Statement game.
Yeah, you know you got to
against
explain
one.
that.
Well, no. I'm kind of leaning with Gully here. I think they shocked the world.
Yeah.
Nah,
I thought you just said Georgia.
I said it was going to be a close game. I never said who.
That's
why I was trying to gauge.
Okay, we're doing that now. Oh, okay, we're doing that now.
Which
gotcha.
side would you rather be on? Would you rather be the defensive coordinator who left and now it gets a chance against your old team?
Oh, that's
everyone.
Is he the head coach?
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what y'all looking at me for? I'm just saying. I'm picking Georgia.
Okay.
Period. I get it. Okay, yeah, that guy went over there and that guy went over there. I mean, I seen Josh McDaniels leave and play against Bill Belichick and get his mouth tore out. I'm just saying. I know it ain't the NFL, but I'm just saying since one guy was over here and then went over there.
In the NFL, so
I'm using one guy. One
I
guy
will
that was
also
with a
say
guy
Kirby
and then
Smart
left and went
wasn't-
and played against the guy. So hey,
Yeah, and that's about
that
how
don't
it
mean
went
nothing.
with Kirby Smart versus Nick Saban for about 15 years.
I'm just saying. Yeah,
that
they don't weigh nothing.
team.
I know it sounds cool.
Speaking of Curtis, I want to send a shout out to his family. I want to say R.I.P. to Curtis Stewart, guy I worked with, passed away last night.
Oh yeah, R.I.P. Yeah.
Heart goes out to his family and friends.
It was another young man. There was another young man down there, TJ. I forget his name.
Another guy. I don't know him, but I think his name was Terrell Smith.
I think it was something like that. You know, right quick while we on that, yeah, for sure, man. My heart too go out to the folks' family, man. Listen, I just want to say, man, if you're a person out there, I don't knock nobody that got a 9 to 5. We all, I mean, I go to one every day. You know, we do this, what we do here. You know, you got to get it how you live it, as they say. But if you have any type of gumption or aptitude or desire for something outside the box, by all means, pursue it to no end. We got a board down there on the wall. You know what I'm talking about, by the cafeteria.
Yep.
The little plastic board where the lady come by, open it up and put,
new
stuff on the inside.
Every month.
Yeah, and I'm trying to tell you, man.
Life is short.
When I first came down there, that board, it was like a little plexiglass glass casing, whatever you call it. It was for birthday cards, birthday wishes, announcements, postal announcements, those types of things. Here, we having a party at such and such here or there type of thing. Within 3 years, that board is filled with more obituaries than anything else.
So my question to you is, what changed?
I have no, I don't know what's
the morale.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on down there, man. I don't know what's going on down there. But
what's going on is we lost 3 people.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Our coworkers
the last 4 months. 3 young. These are young people. This is
young people are dying down there. So I'm telling you, and it's not just at the post office. There's other places throughout the country who have, who these types of jobs. You got to eat, you got to feed your family or whatever. But if you're a person who you have an idea for something else, you have to use the monies that the 9 to 5 is providing and pursue that something else. How long ago did Harvey pass? A couple of months ago now?
That was the third person. I said it was like 4 months in the last 4 months.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm talking about, I'm talking about. Me and him was, because he was a sports guy too. He was sitting over there by the flat sorters on the, that little desk area, and I was getting ready to go to that time clock right there and punch out. So we was talking. I was asking him about the Browns or whatever, and we was sitting there talking. And when I came to work the next day, man. Matter of fact, I hadn't even got to work the next day. Leon and them, they texted me, man, said he had a heart attack, and he was how old? 37.
He wasn't that old. I don't know if he was 40 yet.
Yeah, he wasn't even 40 yet, man. He wasn't even 40 yet. So yeah, my heart go out too, man. I just know if you're a person out there and you got something else you could be doing otherwise, man, by all means pursue it. Nothing beats a failure but a try. So yeah.
But I'll take that a step further. And if you're going to do it, don't let the 9 to 5 determine your ability to truly fulfill it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah, I'm with you on that too. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, so again, man, my heart go out to all the families, man, people not just at where we work, but those throughout the country, man, out the world, man, that lost loved ones or whatever. Life is definitely too short, man. And that's my thing about time too. You can't waste it, man. It's the one thing you can't get back. So, I've dedicated myself to, not early on in my life, but here in the latter portions, whatever I spend my time doing, when I'm done with whatever that is, whether it's a conversation with you or reading a book or spending time with my son, whatever it is, when I'm done with that thing, I had to have walked away or come away with something. I have to have gained something that I can use.
So every time you talk to me, I know you gaining something.
I am. A migraine.
We should go to commercial.
Yeah, I'm gaining a migraine. Exactly. No. That's what I heard and get away from your.
Let's go to commercial.
Exactly, a migraine. Exactly. That's what I do. Yeah, I heard and get away. Sport. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. D-Runk weighing in again. He said, I could see Oregon beating that, but if I got money, it's on Georgia. Yeah, me too. Yeah, D-Runk, you seem to be on my side today. I don't even have my buddy button here no more. Oh man, wow. Okay, I got you. Gully, did you pick? Gully, did you pick? Yeah.
Yeah, I picked Georgia. Okay, I mean, no, I picked Oregon.
Oh, that's right. You did. My bad. You picked Oregon. TJ, you didn't pick nobody. You just said it was gonna be a good game.
I said Georgia 20 by 3. I said Georgia 28-20-25.
Yeah, I'm thinking more so like 32-14.
Hey, wait a minute. Is that that's a neutral site or no?
Oregon at Georgia.
I know, but that could be in Dallas.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
It's in New Orleans. Okay.
Yeah, right down the street from Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Right down the street from Georgia. TJ, we come back to you. Utah ranked 7 at Florida. Even though Florida's unranked.
Oh, gosh.
They're unranked.
How is Utah ranked 7? Like, who they got? They got a good quarterback or something?
A lot of hot air.
Man, what you mean? Utah been in the thick of things the last couple of years. What are you talking about? See, this is what I'm talking about. This is the disrespect because there's mountains out there. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
It's thin air up there, man.
That was an old person joke. It's thin hair up there. Is that what you said?
No, you telling jokes.
Oh yeah,
you telling jokes.
Yeah, see how you do? He tried to slide him in on the slide.
I would have said no hair up there, but anyway.
Oh,
Utah, bruh, who's their quarterback?
Well, we know it's not you. Okay, and
well,
that's a good
plus.
thing. That's exactly
right
that give them a chance. But they're at Florida. They're at Florida. I don't think the Swamp still got what the Swamp once had.
I'm going with Florida. I don't even care, man. Utah, I can't. I'm gonna go with the U. You said Florida, the Gators.
Hey! Don't hey! You don't have permission to do that. You don't mention
go with the Gators.
You don't call them the Gators. You don't call them the U. Are you? What, did you just do that on national television? And you done lost your F11. The heck? You're talking about the U. No, the Florida Gators. Let's be more specific.
The Miami Gators.
This is the I'm gonna bring a comb. I'm gonna bring a hot comb tomorrow to work for you. That's what I'm gonna do. Gully, who you got, man? You talk. Yeah, don't. Hey, Gully, I'm trying to tell you. I'm gonna go to my mama's house, get them hot combs. Yeah, Utah at Florida.
Utah at Florida.
Yep.
I don't know, man. Shot in the dark. I'm just going to test my instinct, see where my instincts are. I'm going to instinctively. I'm going to go with Florida at home. See where I'm at.
Double J.
the odds makers.
Yep, go ahead and say it.
Hasn't really moved a whole lot. It started at 150 in favor of with Utah being the favorite. It's dropped to 145. So it sounds like public money is going on Utah because that's not a big enough movement yet. This is really difficult because Utah's returning a lot of people.
Exactly.
Florida is in and has been kind of in a state of they haven't been themselves, as you pointed out. Can you confirm location again? It's in the swamp?
In the swamp.
I just know it's at Florida. Now I don't know if it's in the swamp. I don't know if it's in the green light district. I don't know where it's at. I just know I'm going with Utah. And I'm not really
a favorite, bro. That's all you doing.
What?
You ain't never rooted for Utah before.
Well, man, don't be mad at me. Be mad at yourself, man. You see how he puffing his chest out? You ain't never rooted for you. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Ain't nobody rooting for you, Utah.
Yeah, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. I'm going with Utah. Utah.
So let me ask you this.
D-Runk said Utah for sure. Florida ain't been good since Tebow or Chris Leak.
But Utah never been good.
They've been in the thick of things. Where have you been, man?
Bruh, Utah.
They was on the brink of the college football playoff. What are you talking about? Utah.
They always been on the brink.
Okay, and Florida been on the brink. Don't start nothing with me, man. Don't start nothing. Won't be none.
Whatever, man.
And what you in there sleeping? Let me call Edith, man. You in there being knocked out. Yeah, let me call security. Come get you on up out of there by your shirt collar. What'd you say, Double J? Go ahead.
I'm going to in any case, I would have probably leaned more towards I'm going to take Florida with the points, with the +3. Or if I'm going to money line it, gosh, I still, Utah being a favorite. Look, I don't know what intimidates me. The fact that it's a different year, it's a different regime, and the fact that it's the first game. I don't know what scares me more, but if I had to I'm going to make a pick, and I'm going to go with Utah on this as well. I think they're returning enough players.
TJ, don't be sending me no hidden messages in the private chat. Utah don't stink. You don't know how to Yeah, that's not what he said, but yeah, something similar to it. But it's a family oriented program, program. What you say, Gully?
No, I was just saying Double J had a lot of hesitation in his voice.
I know. He threw out a whole lot of variables. Yeah, he threw out the money line, the FanDuel line, the telephone line, the garbage can line. He threw out all the lines.
I'm not putting anything on that thing unless it was free.
So is he lying? I'm just trying to say.
Stay away.
Yeah. Excuse me. And then last but not least, the big game on this week's slate of college football games. I'm sure everybody wants to see. I'm going to take a little programming note. University of Miami, my Canes, they playing Bethune-Cookman. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. They should be playing Florida State right out the gate.
Why?
Stop
Why
scheduling
they ain't ready for that.
No. And there's no disrespect to Bethune-Cookman. HBCU all day, every day. But I'm saying the Canes need to be playing. They need to be playing somebody right out the gate, man. Somebody's a heavyweight.
They can't handle that.
Man, you need to gather yourself. That's what you need to do. Gather.
We don't dunk anybody. We're not dunking anybody.
Hey, Barbershop, I thought your screen froze when he said that. Did y'all?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Hey, and then he's gonna say they're not playing nobody, and then point to the Purdue flag in the back. Unbelievable. This guy here. This the only guy I know who lives. This the only guy I know who's a Pistons fan, but thinks Rasheed Wallace is overrated. What'd you say, TJ?
You know, you're gonna make it really awkward when I run into him at some point.
And get us a drop like you always do. Shout out to Double J for getting all drops.
Right, then he's gonna tune in and he's gonna be like,
and I'm gonna say, yeah, that guy that you gave the drop, yeah, he thinks you're overrated. What'd you say, Barbershop Jay's not Barbershop Jay, brother?
So here's the thing. There's actually a
no, not you. Hold that thought, Double J. My man over here, Fred Sanford, he has something smart to say. Go ahead, Fred.
You better chill. Anyway, man, how far you think your team going?
Oh, not this year. Not far. They probably went about.
With fans
games.
like you, why have enemies, man?
Because I tell the truth. Yep. I'm not biased.
Yep.
I'll tell the truth about
Sometimes
it. I don't think
you need a lot of your friends to pump them up, man.
Hey, I'll lie for you.
Never need a lot of your friends to pump them up.
Hey,
I'll lie for confidence, man.
About lying?
Yeah.
You sound like Tim Donaghy. Anyway,
I think I can beat Mike Tyson.
Now wait a minute. There was a lot to
Tim Donaghy, one of the realest refs out there.
Yeah. Exactly.
After what?
Your kind wouldn't understand that, man.
After what?
No, here's the thing. This is the interesting part about Donaghy. Remember,
First of all, I would lie for you before I would to you. Okay.
Okay, then. So why you ain't lie for them?
I'm not, because I said I'm not gonna lie for them. I'm not gonna lie for them.
He said I would lie for you before I would lie to you.
Okay, and my point exactly.
I'm not gonna lie to you. The Canes are not gonna win no more than 5 or 6 games this year.
What type of friend is you then?
I'm not your friend.
Okay, yeah. All right.
I'm not your friend.
Somebody say, yeah, I think I could beat Mike Tyson. You pump them up when they think they got a strategy.
You the type.
I got a punch out thing right there.
Don't fight him. You can't win.
Nah, I ain't saying I'm
even
saying
though
hey,
he's 60
you do
years
it.
old.
No, we saying use your head. Anyway, if Bethune-Cookman beat Miami, I'm gonna be waiting in the chat 10 minutes early next show. Yeah, D-Monk, and then he gonna hit the left. Yeah. No, better yet, I'm gonna just let you host the show. I'm just trying to tell y'all right now. I just don't think the Canes. I mean, I'm not one of them fans that say my team gonna win 12 games this year. When I looked at them and seen some spring practice games and things of that nature, and I'm like, no, I don't fool myself, man. I don't. But go ahead, Double J. What were you gonna say?
That ain't gonna stop you from being upset when they lose.
Yeah, okay, I got you. I'm gonna sleep good that night.
It's gonna hurt the same way.
No, it's not.
It's gonna look like that.
Hey, I don't like how you said that,
Anthony
man.
Anderson crying with the pillow right there.
You and this other guy, both y'all need to gather yourselves. The last game on the slate of games this upcoming weekend, then we're gonna get out here and let everybody get some sleep. I appreciate y'all for joining us. Is the big game that everybody.
You the only one who won't sleep, but go ahead, man.
Man, I see you over there now. You can't even keep the phone straight. What you over there talking about? I'm the only one.
You ain't even got your glasses on straight, so you don't know if I'm.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the frames. Don't worry about the frames, okay? All right. Yeah, you about to get you lens crafted right there, young fella. Slow it down there, Kimosabi. Is Notre Dame number 5 at Ohio State number 2. Gully, I'm gonna let you go first.
Ohio State is going to win this game. Ohio State is going to win it. It's going to maybe be competitive, but I don't know. I've never really gotten into, hey, this team by 3, this team by 5, this team by this. I think Ohio State is going to look really good. And they're going to make a statement, perhaps the statement that I've been wanting a team like Ohio State to make for years now, especially choosing a worthy opponent for their first game of the season. I think they're going to make a statement.
I knew one of y'all was going to say that. What makes Notre Dame a worthy opponent? They do this every time.
No, because like Miami playing Bethune-Cookman, Ohio State has a track record of starting the season out with Youngstown State, Cleveland State, who don't even have a football team, or they'll play, University.
That's so disrespectful.
Yeah, or John Carroll University.
Remember the year, don't play.
Yeah, no. Remember the year that Ohio State started the season off versus Navy before they went against USC, and they lost, and they won that game by like 4 points. It was a scary game because I think they won by like 4.
Wasn't that 2014, 2015?
Well, you can go back to 2003, and they played against my friend's brother, Josh Harris, in the Bowling Green team that almost beat them in Columbus as well. And there were some missed calls.
So that the fact that Ohio State is starting with a team that is at least deemed worthy of competition, I think it's good for Ohio State.
Trying to hear this. Every division, all them people, Alabama, they start with the weakest teams too, man.
No, Alabama gets qualified to do that because when Alabama plays in the postseason, they show up.
Yeah, and then in week 10, they have a bye week.
Yeah, they don't have no championship.
Okay, but listen, listen to his point though. Alabama does the bums like they do the big boys, or do the big boys like they do the bums.
No,
Alabama got a track record. Alabama got a track record for Alabama got a track record for whooping up on top tier teams too.
Who is us? TJ.
Well, I'm going to say it now. Ohio State's going to smack fire out of Notre Dame.
Because Notre Dame in this instance is the equivalent of Youngstown State. The only reason they are a worthy opponent is to play on NBC.
That's right.
Notre Dame is trash.
That's right. I couldn't agree more.
Notre Dame is trash. Go look at Notre Dame's track record. Every time Notre Dame gets a big game on primetime TV or get in that marquee spot, they all Manti Te'o still looking for his girlfriend. I ain't trying to hear that, man.
Too. So
actually,
what happened there?
You looking for yours too?
Stare at the wall, and in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call.
You see what I'm trying to say?
And we're going to get flagged for that, Gully. You know?
Hey, I said it was a quotable.
Yeah, Notre Dame got 3 losses on their schedule, and this is the first one. D-Runk, I'm here to tell you right now, Notre Dame got 5 losses on their schedule, and this loss at Ohio State, and I can't stand Ohio State football, is going to be the equivalent of 7 of them. Man, Notre Dame is trash. They always been trash. They're overrated.
You don't like no Ohio teams, man. Go ahead and move.
Yes, I do.
Move.
Yes, I do. I do like Ohio teams.
Man.
What are you talking about? I like Ohio University, my alma mater. Bobcats, baby.
Go to Nebraska or something. Go be a
Bobcats, baby. Well, have you been to a Cleveland winter? You might as well be in Nebraska. What are you talking about? Go to Nebraska. We already in January.
With us.
Yeah. We need to see your face, man, not them knuckles on your forehead. But anyway,
you ain't with Cleveland
go ahead.
Since the old Brown Stadium, man.
Yeah, look at he sound disgruntled, just like Fred Sanford. You ain't nothing Otis. Anyway, yeah, okay, I got you. Anyway, who you got, man? Ohio State or Notre Dame? Better yet, Ohio State, Youngstown State, because that's who they should be playing.
You just salty.
For what? What makes Notre Dame a worthy opponent? Before anybody make any picks on that, what makes Notre Dame a worthy opponent?
What they rank?
We're discrediting Penn State because they weren't ranked, even though it was like 32.
That was Florida. That was Florida.
And he hold on, but listen, he's crediting Utah for being the same type of team as Notre Dame. But now you saying Notre Dame.
Utah is better than Notre Dame, and I'll
what
put
have
my
they
stake on that.
though? What have Utah done?
They did more. What has Notre Dame done?
The same amount. That's my point.
Tomato.
Okay, so then you're gonna say Notre Dame being ranked 5, so then Utah should be ranked 5.
No. I'm telling you, you trying to jump all around the place where they got the same teams playing, but you're rooting for one of them.
I'm saying to you, Notre Dame has more, or they get more adulation and more prestige than Utah ever could. And they failed to live up to that so-called prestige and adulation every time out. They get a night game. How many night games have they had? And we all know that's prime time.
You're acting like this is the same kids who've been playing every year.
Oh, okay. So the same kids that ain't playing, that it's not playing for Georgia, but then what happened now?
You making my point.
Oh, okay. Notre Dame is trash.
You can't give credit where credit due and take credit where credit ain't due. I don't know how to explain.
Notre Dame don't deserve no credit. They don't deserve no credit. Not even Reddit credit.
They rank 5th.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They
right.
rank 5th.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got you. But let's see where they at the end of the season. Anyway, who you got?
Who it sound like?
Man, I can't even see. Don't do your eyebrows like that, man. You look like a Cheshire cat, man. Come on now. Come in and cut it out.
I got on the tape, man.
Oh, that's shocking. But you over here making a case for Notre Dame. I wonder. Anyway, Double J, who you got? And don't say George Karlaftis.
The Ohio State University.
The Ohio State University. Wow.
We're dotting eyes.
Wow.
Put that respect on there. Put that respect on there.
D-Runk, if you out there still listening, man, give us who you got, man. I got neither.
See how it does that?
What?
Neither?
Barbershop skip.
Neither.
Really?
I can do that. I'm the bus driver.
He talked all that mess, and then he can't even come up with a pick.
I'm not coming up with a pick based on the fact that I don't
like neither one. Want to give Ohio State
I don't like
any
neither.
shine.
I don't like neither. Yeah, exactly. No,
he's
I'm not
a Michigan fan. He's a Michigan fan. He's got to be.
No, it's because he went to that team, that school OU. He don't want to get Old State no credit.
No, it's because I'm a staunch Miami Hurricane football fan. I will not
You
give
can't
Ohio
be
upset
you
about
said they're not gonna win
2003?
anything.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
They
yeah,
don't
absolutely.
claim you how you claim them.
You don't know that. You better ask. You better talk to
I'm
Miss
gonna call
Susan
Ed
Miller.
Reed. I'm gonna find.
You better talk to Miss
Barbershop
Susan
Shapiro.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Call me what you want. I don't like neither one of them. So I'm not making a pick. You understand me? Yeah, right. Exactly.
Uncle
okay.
Luke's new hit.
Yeah. So we general consensus. Yeah. How fake.
I just
how,
left a voicemail on Ed Reed phone, man. He gonna get back to me. I'll let you know what he said.
Okay, knuckleheads. Anyway, and on that note, I leave you without a quote. It's been fun, but we got to run. Don't forget to check us out every Wednesday now at 8:05 on the PM side, right here on the yard until after, of course, the NFL season concludes. Or you can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the shop's fan page, and of course, YouTube now. They finally took care of that whole violations or whatever it is, copyright, whatever it is they said I was doing. Then they reviewed it and then they put the thing back up. And make sure when you're over at YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. We'd be much obliged. And if that don't work, y'all can Google it. For my man's Be Rich, Double J, D Gully, who's glad he could join us today. TJ, I don't know whose brother he is because he ain't no brother of mine. You understand what I'm trying to say? D-Runk and all those who follow and support us, we say thank you.
Claim your family, man.
That's just it. All your skin folk and kinfolk. All those who follow and support us, we say thank you. I'm Barbershop Jay, and you've been listening to the Shop Report. And remember, next time y'all want to know what's really going on, man, come to the shop. Walk-ins are always welcome. Holla!